Here we go. Back again.
What's up,
Mike,
Angel?
how you doing, man?
Doing awesome. How about you?
Good, good, good. How's your week, man? How's your week been?
Oh, it's been busy. It's been good though. Getting stuff done. Yeah, it's been productive. How about
Yeah,
yourself?
same thing, man. Just working that 9 to 5 and taking care of errands as much as I can, staying away from the grocery stores as much as possible.
Yeah, I try to limit that to literally once a week, and I'm just in and out. Like I try to make it no more than 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I make the list and I stick to it, and I'm out. I don't want to spend too much time in there. Just it's a little different, and each week seems a little bit you see a little bit more panic in some people, and
hmm
you start to you see more signs, you see more lines out there, you start to see more yeah, like the it's kind of funny, like the supermarkets now have a bouncer.
yeah, man. I know. I
It's like
noticed that.
what?
It's funny because I went to I went to Walmart. What was it, like a couple of days ago?
Yeah.
And I'm parking my car and I see like caution tape all over the place. And you got someone standing outside with a mask on and just counting people in. I'm thinking to myself, what is going on right now? But I guess that's becoming the new norm. And I don't know about you, but I've been seeing a lot of people on the road lately, man.
A little. What's that? Sorry.
I've been seeing a lot of people on the road.
I've been seeing
Hanging out.
more people on the road, and I'm definitely seeing that more and more. I think as the weather gets better too up here,
Yeah,
we're starting to kind of see a lot more people just kind of loosen themselves a little bit.
yeah,
I'm seeing more masks and everything. I'm seeing more people with driving with their masks and whatnot. Obviously, they're going to point A to point B,
yeah,
or they just don't trust their partners. I don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah, yeah. I know there's a lot of negative feedback out there.
I ain't getting
When it
sick by
comes,
you.
say it again.
I say I ain't getting sick by you.
No, no, exactly. And I'm all about health, and I'm all about being, keeping a good hygiene and washing your hands
Yeah,
constantly, and just being, just keeping a good hygiene. That's just a matter of life. That's what people should be doing in the beginning.
I agree. There's a lot of uncertainty right now. It's one of those things where this is a complete unprecedented moment. Um, but it really depends on the scope you're looking at it in.
Yeah,
It's businesses are taking a huge hit. People are worried. People are worried about how they're going to pay their rent, and people are worried about paying their bills and whatnot.
yeah. Especially
Um,
with all this stuff with the stimulus check and all that.
yeah, yeah. You know,
Yeah.
So, it really depends on how you look at it. But then I see a lot of other families just, they're smiling and they're happy and they're out with their kids and,
Yeah.
you know,
And
they're flying
that's it.
kites. Like I've seen people flying kites this
When was
morning
the
when I
last
was,
time when was the last time you seen a kite, man? I haven't seen a kite
last
in
time I
like
seen a kite, I haven't seen a kite in a few years. I literally, I was thinking about that today on my morning bike ride. I was like, wow, there's actually kites still around. Like, where do people get kites? I was
I
happy to
know,
see
man.
it,
It's like Jesus, man. Times have passed, man. When you mention a
right?
kite, I'm like, what? A kite? Serious?
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of people. I mean, I get that. What's funny is that there's a lot of people out there that, you shouldn't go outside, you shouldn't do this. The virus is really bad, and I do respect it and I get it. Please keep that social distancing going. Don't, if you're sick, stay at home. Obviously,
Yeah.
stay at home, do your due diligence. Don't
Yeah.
be careless. Respect other people's space, and respect other people's lives, like everybody's doing. But if you need to get fresh air, obviously just go out, get some exercise, go for
Yeah,
a
there's nothing
run.
wrong with that. Exactly. And there's nothing
Exact.
wrong with that.
Yeah.
Just be responsible about it. If you're really asthmatic or something and you've got immune system issues, okay, that's one thing. And you should really try to avoid people. Maybe go get your groceries at a different time when it's not
Yeah.
so hectic,
Yeah.
and just make a list kind of and
Right.
just
That was yep. I was about to bring that up. Make a list.
yeah, just be brief and just trying to be minimal about it. But
Yeah.
you know what?
Go.
If weather warms up, I don't see any reason why you should be cooped up all the time inside.
Yeah.
You know, um, yeah,
Yeah.
just
Because
be smart about it,
oh,
right?
absolutely. And then like just being like you mentioned, being locked up in your house all the time. And like I said, I get it. You got to be social distancing. You got to keep yourself healthy. Keep yourself in your
Right.
house. Clean your house.
Yeah.
While you're at it, if you're going to be home, you might as well clean your house, and that way you don't risk getting sick. Especially even if you leave the house, you don't want to pass by somebody, you don't want to spread any
No.
germs. But
No.
that all depends on the person. But it also has to do with the mental game too, man. You got to keep positive about it at all times. I know it's hard out there. I know it's difficult. Not everybody's going to be in the same situation. Not everybody's fortunate. But there are so many possibilities. There's so many options that you can do out there, and people can take advantage of it. But like I said, I can't speak for certain people. I don't. Everybody has their own issues. Everybody's going through their own adversity, and you just gotta find a way to get out of it. Once you get thrown to the dirt, find your way up. Get up and find a way.
No, totally. No, I 100% agree with you on that. It's one of those unprecedented times that we have never experienced. Nobody's really ever seen it. I don't think things were ever even this bad, even in the Great Depression in the 30s there, right? So the universe is basically kind of putting up a mirror in front of people and saying, hey, now is the time to see, what needs to be corrected and or taken to kind of a new level, like what sort of action needs to be done. Everything is kind of evolving at the moment, and is kind of involving a totally different way of thinking.
Absolutely.
So in a way, it's kind of making everybody kind of shift into that new level of thinking. Like it plays a role on the mindset.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly.
Either make you or break you.
It'll make you or break. Exactly. That's very well put. Um, there's just certain things you could always do, because I know that you have couples who are staying in the house. They might be working from home. There's certain ways you can maneuver from that. One person goes in one room, and one person goes the other room. One is social distancing, and the other is giving each other privacy.
Yeah.
And then after a couple hours, you guys come back out, have dinner, have lunch, or whatever the case is, and keep that momentum going, because we don't know when we don't know when the lockdown is gonna be put down, and everybody gonna go back to normal. We don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen afterwards.
It's really, it's really finding that balance. Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's really, you really kind of have to have that, that alone time, that time for yourself, that to get some projects done around the house, whatever you need to do. I don't have a family. I'm not married, or I don't have kids or anything like that. So I can't really speak on behalf of how it is for a lot of married couples with kids right now. But I can't imagine what some are going through with the homeschooling and how that's kind of working out for some. So I'm kind of, just kind of wondering about that myself, and hoping that everybody's kind of finding a way to kind of make it work and respect each other's privacy, boundaries, whatever the case may be. It's really kind of, because this is kind of the great awakening in a way that's kind of being forced on everybody, as far as it's a complete shift that you either have to swim with it. You stay present, accept it. You can either swim with it or against it. And if you continue to kind of swim against it and feel its resistance rather than acceptance, then, what you fear, you attract.
Oh, of course.
And then what you look at disappears. I mean, fear is really just an illusion, false evidence appearing real.
Negativity loves company, man.
Yeah.
And it's all about uplifting everybody else around you, and
yeah.
Like I said, like I mentioned, we're not doing this podcast or, these weekend talk shows that we're trying to do right here, but we're not trying to become fear mongers. So that's not what we're all about. We're not trying to do that, because we just want to talk about the real stuff. We want to talk about what's really going on, and come out of it as a real person,
Yeah.
Say again?
And definitely, there's a huge need for optimism right now and positivity, and the world is in, a big need of it. And from what I see and from what I hear from a lot of people too, it's kind of like the pendulum is kind of swinging both ways. I see people who do have a very good mindset and do believe that things are going to get better after all this. And then you have some people where on Facebook, you do have, like you said, you have a lot of fear mongers. You have a lot of people that are just putting out whatever news they hear, and then they throw it out there, and then it kind of has like a snowball effect. And it's like, don't believe everything you need to, everything you read. Don't believe everything that comes out your way because there's
Because
only
they don't even know. That's the whole thing. They don't
exactly
even know that. They don't know that. They don't know what's going to happen next week. They don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
no,
You know?
you know, because I
So
mean, from what in my own experience too, it's like, you know, what you observe, you participate in. You know, what
absolutely.
you when you observe all that negative news and all that negative thinking, that kind of just thing gets embedded into your subconscious. So
Makes
you're
you
going to
angry.
bed right? So you're going to bed thinking about that. You're waking up thinking about that, and you're just like, what happens?
Yep.
Instead of
Yep.
thinking of things and thoughts that make you happy, music that makes you happy, you want to get on that kind of a vibrational frequency to
Right.
really kind of make yourself happy no matter what. Whether
Or
it's,
it's or another thing too is just help your, just you live in a neighborhood, you live in an apartment complex, wherever it is you live.
yeah,
Talk to your neighbors, talk to other people. I mean, you don't have to be in their personal presence. You don't have to be in their house. You don't have to be at their apartment. You don't have to be
yeah,
inside with them. You can go outside and have a simple conversation with a walk. Just keep a distance between
have
one
a space,
another. Have the space
2 meters.
between one
Yeah,
another. Exact. Don't stop that.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I just feel that some people are not they're not advocating that. They're not allowing people to say, hey, why don't you just go outside and get some fresh air, have conversation with other people. And now you don't have to be always cooped up in the house, driving yourself crazy. I just feel that's not, I just think that people should be doing that.
I
As far
agree.
as, and I get it, COVID-19 is real, it's here. I know some people that were affected by it, and thank goodness that, they're in good hands, they're taking care of themselves, they're getting over it. But yeah, I just keep a good hygiene, talk to other people, and just keep your mental game on track. That's what it's all about, man. Keeping that mental game on track. And if you have kids, you know, kids are stuck at home. Kids are stuck at home as much as adults are,
Yeah,
and they might be going through anxiety. You don't even know that. You don't know what they're playing games all day, or they're throughout the week they're probably in school, they're probably homeschooled, or they're doing virtual learning.
yeah,
How is that different from being in school? They're not having that interaction. you know
yeah. No, 100%. I agree with you on that. And people, we will come out of this. I believe strongly that there's going to be a lot more um, optimism in the future here. I think that there's
it's
definitely
an
going to be.
awakening. It's an awakening,
It's
dude.
yeah,
It's a huge awakening.
totally a big awakening. And I think I strongly believe that things are gonna get better. And that's my belief. I
I think
honestly,
it will.
I
I
don't.
mean, we will obviously come out of it. It's just a
Yeah,
matter of time, but you don't want to sit here waiting. Is tomorrow going to be the day? Is Tuesday going
yeah,
to be the day? Is for Wednesday going to be the day? Let it be. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Just just pay attention to, obviously, to what's going on. I'm not telling you to be blindsided about anything. Please prepare. Keep your family safe.
yeah,
Keep them healthy. Cook, make dinner at home instead of ordering Uber Eats or
yeah.
DoorDash.
Yeah,
Stop
exactly.
wasting money in that way. You know what I mean? There's just
Yeah,
certain things that you can do to cut that.
yeah,
But I
exactly.
mean, like, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna lie to you. Or got food from Uber Eats or DoorDash, whatever. All
I
these.
haven't yet, and I don't really plan on it. I enjoy cooking my own meals.
I've been starting to do that too. As a matter
Yeah.
of fact, before our podcast right now, I was actually making dinner. I was making myself dinner.
Oh, nice, nice.
So
What'd you end up making?
I just had some chicken and broccoli.
Oh yeah, there you go. And
I'm
at
no
this point, it's
chef.
just a matter. Yeah, exactly. It's just a matter of really just trying to prioritize health as an option, right? Or health as a priority. As because I mean, fear and doubt, your health is going to deteriorate. When you're constantly living in fear, your health is going to
Oh
deteriorate.
my
You
God, yeah.
have to make that a priority. Have to. It's a must. You know. Um, and when you kind of just think of things that you first thing when you wake up, just hey, you know what, the sun is out, I'm shining, the sun is shining, I love the fact that I'm still alive and I'm healthy.
Grab a
What am I
cup.
going to do to
Is
improve that? What am I going
is as simple as grabbing a cup of tea,
yeah,
water, or a cup of coffee, Go outside your house or your
Read a
apartment.
book.
Read a book. Exactly.
Yeah.
Keep your mind off. Keep your mind of your current surroundings. Read a book. Just good. Listen to a good audio book, a good
Maybe avoid the
podcast,
news.
a good
Avoid the big.
podcast.
Yeah.
Listen to us rant.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
listen to us go on. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Helpful hints,
I know
tips.
we just started this, but whatever.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah, man.
it's what people really get out of it, and I believe that there's definitely a lot of things that people can resonate with it, and there's definitely some good helpful ways and good helpful tips to kind of cope and get through it. You know what? We're all in this together, and it's just a matter of your mindset. It's really all up here on how you perceive things. Are you constantly watching news every day? Are you constantly surfing through Facebook and watching every single post that is related to it in the dark way? Or are you looking at the bright side of things and saying, you know what, I choose not to listen to that. I choose not to accept that. And instead, I am going to go outside and sit there and read a book or meditate or listen to my favorite music. Little things like that can make a world of difference.
Oh my God, yeah. And
right.
And you brought up social media. That's huge right there. I don't really know anybody who's really not on social media. I mean, my dad is not really into it, but he's pretty old school. He doesn't really have, he's not really on his phone, but
yeah,
a lot of people are on social media, and you have people who will negative posts out there,
flooded with
some people are putting negative stuff out there, like politics. Whenever I see politics, I cut it off. One trick, you know what, man? There's one trick that I want to share with whoever watches this podcast is, if you're on social media and you have all your friends and you're scrolling up the news feed and you see a lot of negative posts and you just don't like looking at them, and you just sometimes you're scared of going on social media because you don't want to see more negative posts, politics, people feeling or putting bad videos out there or whatever the case is. Just you may not want to, if you don't want to delete them, then just mute their post feeds. Just don't stay friends, but you don't have to look at their news feeds anymore. There's a link for that on Facebook if you want to take a look at that on Facebook or on Instagram or whatever social media you're into. There's ways to get around that,
Yeah. Oh, totally.
I know that's what I did. When I look through I don't know about you, Mike, but when I look through my news feed, I see a lot of positive stuff on there. I try to eliminate all the negative topics, all the negative posts out there, just so I could just keep my mind right instead of looking about what's going on with this president, what's going on with this country, what's going on with this. Is it the end of the world? No, it's not.
Yeah.
We're still here. So,
exactly. It's not going to be the end of the world. I mean, big deal. We're in our house. We're self-isolating in your home. It's not a prison. It's your home. It's the place where you should get peace. It's the place where you should feel comfortable. It's not the end of the world. It's just like, I find it so ridiculous when I did read that, and I don't really go through a whole lot of my news feed. Like you said, I've muted a whole bunch of people too, and I just cut out a lot of negativity. I don't watch news. I don't feed my mind with any negativity. And believe me, each day I'm living my life and seeing a lot of what's out there already, but I look at it totally differently. I feel better. I feel like I'm having a great day. I'm having, good thoughts, positive thoughts. Why? Because I cut out a lot of the negativity, and it makes a world of difference. Huge.
The world of technology, man. I mean, everything, all the ads, everything has to do with COVID-19, and we have to put awareness out there for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We got to be safe. We got to keep each other healthy. We got to keep, most important, you got to keep yourself in health, keep your kids healthy. Everything, you just we want to get through this together and get out of it and be as normal as possible.
Exactly.
When everything is done. I get it.
We don't know
if everything's going to go back to normal. We don't know what's going to happen. As long as you just keep yourself in the right state of mind. I know it's easier said than done for some people that are watching. They're going to be watching this video and they're probably thinking to themselves, "Oh, well, look, these guys. They just think that they know it all." That's not the case. It's the fact of sharing
choices on how we respond to it. That's all. You
Right.
know, you
Exactly.
and I, we have a different outlook on it because we choose what we accept as info for our minds and food for thought versus what we don't accept. And you know, you have the choice to accept what you're feeding it, what you're giving attention to, because where attention goes, energy flows. That's just the
Oh, hell
nature
yeah.
of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Exactly. And who you keep in contact with, and who's around your
yeah,
inner circle. Are they gonna keep you upbeat? Are they gonna motivate you to do more things? And if not, cut them.
exactly. It's
You know.
just a matter of cutting. It's just making those little switches and
Yep.
those little tweaks. Is it those little things in life that you make the tweaks on can really make a world of difference in your life. You cut out certain friends, you cut out certain people that you're following. You can, like you said, you can unfollow them but still kind of be friends with them. And you can shift your thinking away from the news, because everything, if you turn on today's news, I can just turn it on right now, and in 5 minutes there'll be like 10 different things that is super negative. I mean, the news is
Everything.
really,
If you notice, man, everything is negative. There are no
yeah,
solutions.
exactly.
It's
It's
all
all
point.
there to
It's
sell
all about
stories.
point. It's exactly. It's all about pointing the finger. They didn't do this. They didn't do that, and it's just like, I don't want it. I really don't want to hear it. I don't. It's not that I don't
Oh,
care. I think everybody should care to a
yeah,
certain extent. Everybody has their own beliefs. Everybody has their own religion. Everybody, like I said, everybody has their own way of life.
exactly.
It's how you control your daily routine and how you are as a person. You
It's
know,
your own type of programming that you're
unfortunately,
responsible for. I
right?
mean, why do you think
Unfortunately,
they call it cable programming? It's designed to kind of program, if you will,
yeah.
your thoughts, and it's designed to sell stories, sell magazines, sell newspapers, whatever. It's designed that way to cause a reaction, fear, and it really works. People who are like really kind of buying into it, it can really cause that invoke fear in them like
Get
huge.
that,
But you have the power to turn that off.
yeah, you get that dopamine in your mind
Yes.
that always attracts that certain thing. Now that we're all quarantined and we're all at home,
Yeah.
this is a great time to reflect on who you are as an individual. Remember,
Exactly.
before the quarantine, before all this lockdown stuff happened, we were living in a fast-paced life.
Oh yeah.
You
It was
know, I
almost like the
know.
Matrix, like the
Right.
Matrix.
Exactly. I live in Florida. You live in Canada.
Yep.
Guess what? It's still the same thing. You got
It's still the Matrix.
we're all in the same. We're all in social media. We all watch shows. We all have
Yeah.
Netflix. We all have similar interests.
You have the
And
option of taking the blue pill or the red pill, right?
that's how it is, man. That's how it
It's
is.
the reality. And that
And
movie, like, it's just there's so much truth, even though it's a fictional based movie. I mean, there's so much kind of a relation to a lot of the truth into what's our world.
what's the name of the movie you're talking about?
Matrix,
Oh, The Matrix.
Keanu Reeves,
I'm not gonna lie to
great
you.
movie.
I've never seen that movie.
You've never seen The Matrix?
I've seen no,
Oh,
I've heard about the Matrix,
dude, you gotta get on that.
Keanu Reeves and all that stuff, but I honestly have not seen it personally.
No,
Believe
okay.
it or not, man, I'm not really a sci-fi type of dude.
Oh, yeah, it's a great movie, man.
Yeah.
I'd actually have to rewatch that again to kind of grasp a little bit more of the concepts that's going on. But from what I can recall, it's exactly like how before the coronavirus kind of happened. It was just like people going to work, they're 9 to 5, they're stuck in rush hour traffic, they're constantly just doing the same programming, if you will, in the
Right.
movie, as it's kind of a routine. And things have been shaken up a bit. So and you have the option of taking the red pill or the blue pill, you know. So and kind of exactly what we were talking about is you have the option of taking the red pill or the blue pill. You have the option of accepting, you know, the negativity aspect of it, or you have the option of kind of taking the positive aspect of it, which is going to change your linguistic programming into accepting things into a far more positive reality of it. And then you'll
Right.
find new ways. The brain is designed that way to expand its thinking. You know, the brain is really kind of naturally is able to shift that thinking. I mean, it's by nature, we're survivalists. So the brain is really meant for survival. And it takes work. It's an exercise like a muscle. It takes work to work on that to shift your level of thinking into a more positive thinking. It takes work. It's not something even every single day is like, you know, with our morning routines and our morning rituals and whatnot, it takes work to kind of develop that and to work it into an everyday feeling that you know is going to be good. You know, the day is going to be good because you choose to make it good.
Right.
You choose to be happy, right?
Interesting, man. I have to check that movie out.
Yeah, it's a good movie, man. Yeah, I definitely have to rewatch it, but it kind of explains things a little bit as to the reality of our world,
Yeah.
and they put it into a way that it kind of makes you go, "Huh, okay, that makes sense. That's kind of our world today." So,
So you connecting. So you what you're doing is you're connecting the dots.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that's pretty well
Interesting.
what it is. I mean, it's like Steve Jobs said, you know, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots when you look back and see exactly where you've been, how far you've come, and why it all happened, and then it kind of all makes sense from there. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
I read that in Steve Jobs'
Right.
biography book there, and he made some
And
really good points about
it's
that.
funny because all these important people in history, you know, all these entrepreneurs out there that you know that made their impact in the world when with Steve Jobs
Hmm.
and creating Apple and Bill Gates
Totally.
with Windows and they changed the history of man. And they were probably introverts where they just stuck themselves in a room and just created something out of nothing.
Exactly.
And look at them now. But
Each one
you
of
don't
them
want to
kind of.
exactly you don't want to just sit and wait to see what happens. Do something yourself.
Yeah.
Do something yourself. Do
Make
something that you're
something.
passionate about. Keep your mind right. Do something that you enjoy doing. Maybe you could create it. Maybe that hobby becomes something that you could create income from. You never know.
Yeah.
That great idea that great idea could be from that book or that audio book that you have on Audible.
Exactly.
That next great idea is just one step away. You don't know what's going to happen. But
You
if
got
you
nothing
just
but time.
you had nothing but time, exactly. You had
Nothing
nothing
but
but
time.
time. But if you
Nothing but
exactly,
time.
this is why I look at this. This is why we spoke about this earlier. That this is a wake up call. One, two.
Yeah.
This is a positive thing.
It is.
I for a fact, I'm not looking this with without a doubt. I'm not looking at this as a bad thing. I've seen the fearmonger YouTube videos out there, and I
Yeah.
watch and I listen. Yeah, it's a
Same
little
here.
bit. Yeah, it's a little bit. It makes you think sometimes, but you just can't follow what they're saying. You just can't because they don't even know themselves. They're just, like I said, they may do their research. I'm not telling you, I'm not saying that they're not doing their due diligence or doing their research before they put their content out like that. But I try to look at the positive instead of the negatives.
Exactly.
That's just gonna eat your brain alive. I would just whoever's watching whoever watches this video and watching stuff like that, I would just stop. I would just stop because that's not gonna help your progress as an individual, as a person, as a parent. It's not gonna help your kids. It's not gonna help anything in the household by watching those videos. So
Exactly. It's
there's things
pointless.
that we can't. There's things that we can't control, man. There really isn't.
Exactly. You can only control what you can control, and you have the choice to how you want to live, how you want to create your day. You have the choice. Happiness, for the most part, aside from people who have like severe depression and all those things, but happiness, for the most part, is a choice.
Right.
It is a choice. You have the option. Again, it goes back to the matrix. You have the option of taking the red pill or the blue pill. Okay. You can right now either find ways of okay, what am I passionate about? Let's get back to the roots of where I was before all of this and before I let society take over my world. Like, what am I passionate about? What am I truly in love with? Write stuff down, write it down, maybe list off things that you're good at, things that you love. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's a freaking 10. You could do things like that and, get back into, an old hobby. If like you were into dance at one point, maybe you want to eventually, if once this is all said and done,
Right.
get back into dance lessons or I don't know, just whatever you are really naturally
create
good at.
create goals. Just create goals.
Creativity.
It doesn't matter how old you are. You could be 60 years old and still have goals that you want to achieve.
Exactly.
It's called life, man.
Yeah.
It's called life. You got one chance at life. Enjoy it. Enjoy
Yeah.
it. Don't stop what you're doing. Keep doing it. Keep doing
Exactly.
it. You know, if you want to keep doing what you want to do, just do it. You might not. It's probably too late. It's probably not the right time to be a figure skater, but you know,
yeah,
it is.
probably might have to hold off on something like that, but yeah, exactly.
There are things you might have to hold up on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there are some things that are going to require some form of social distancing that you're going to have to do. But, you know, if the thoughts are there, you can, hey, get back to the roots. You've got plenty of time, you know, enjoy it because,
you know, I know some people who are into jujitsu. They can't go to the gym right now and train. So you know what? Then go in your garage and, you know, hit the dummy or get in the punching bag and just do your thing. Is when everything comes back, then we could just try to go back to normal as much as possible. Because I know a lot of people who are into like UFC and all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
They're desperately missing that.
Yeah, no, it's just a matter of kind of finding your, this is the time where you can either, you know, accept it or you can listen to those fear mongers and you can listen to celebrities posting videos on YouTube, like you mentioned, kind of the fear mongering. And some of them are kind of responsible for it. And Ricky Gervais, the guy who hosted the awards there for the longest time, he made an interesting comment too. He was just like, you know, you celebrities are acting like a bunch of babies, spoiled brats. You guys are sitting there in your big mansions and your pools, and yet you're complaining that you're in isolation. When there's people right now in the world who are worried about what their next meal is going to be, you're sitting there making stupid videos about you complaining. And I thought the same thing too. I was like, you know what? That's actually very true. It's just like there's so many things that you could be doing right now, and yet you're posting videos of yourself crying because you're in a beautiful mansion and you hate it. It's like, be grateful for the fact that you have that mansion. Make a video and be like, hey, I love you all. I just wanted to express that I'm grateful for this, this, and that, or something like that, or something positive that's going to kind of generate those positive feelings and radiate outward to whomever is following you or whomever you know, that you've got watching.
Yeah, I know. It's funny you say that because I know that I watched a little bit of Gary Vee, and there's one thing that he said that, you know, about everybody.
I love Gary Vee. He's awesome.
Great, yeah, man. He's great. He puts a lot of good content out there, and he puts a lot. He brings a good message. That's what I like about him. He's very upbeat. But one thing I remember him saying that, you know, being in social media and all that stuff is just going to expose a lot of people, man. And even if you're not on social media or whatever the case is, this whole quarantine, this whole pandemic is gonna really, really expose a lot of people. You know what I mean? It's just gonna change people all over. It's gonna change people's personalities, the way people look at life, and it will change. Now, when everything's done and when we start going back to normal eventually, you know, who are the survival of the fittest? Who are the ones that are still standing and still putting, you know, bring those good vibes and get a message out there.
You know? Exactly. And in a world of fear right now, there's definitely a huge need for optimism and positivity right now. Absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that. You know, and then what side of the coin are you going to be on? It's really a matter of, are you going to play into a lot of the negativity, or are you going to play into and choosing your own path and choosing your own mindset and choosing making your own decisions and how you, you know, create that to inflict into your own actions, right?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you know, that's just how it is. So, you know, but this just shouldn't stop. It shouldn't stop anybody. I think that, you know, we should just upkeep everybody and whoever follows us on Facebook or on Instagram, you know, get in contact with us if you're feeling down or if you feel like you're a little lost or you feel that you need a little bit of a pick me up or, you know, you just want to talk about certain things. You know, don't be ashamed, man. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed of who you are as a person. We 100%. All have feelings. We're guys. I get it. We're guys. But guess what? Yeah. We got feelings too. We go through bad times. We all go through negative emotions as well. So, you know, don't be ashamed of who you are. Just be you.
At the end of the day, we're still human.
Don't be someone you're not. Don't do that. Just avoid that because that's just gonna drive you crazy. Be you. Be the person you are. Put that smile on your face and keep it moving, man.
So. if you have any questions or any comments, you know, you can leave a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. You know, if you just want to chat or you have a question or a certain subject that you know, that's on your mind, feel free, leave us a comment, you know, reach out to us. You know, we'd love to hear from you.
Or if you have a certain topic that you want us to talk about, just put it down in the comments and we'll work through it. We'll do our due diligence by doing our research and putting it out there for you. And whoever's watching this video and the podcast we appreciate it. And hope everybody has a good day. And I think we'll just leave it there, Mike. And
we'll wrap it up there, eh?
Yeah, we're just gonna wrap it up, man. That was a good one. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do another video next Saturday, and then we'll come up with another topic, and we'll just do another one.
Yeah, it's as real as it gets, man.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good.
All right, man. Good talking to you.
Okay, bro. We'll talk to you later.
See you, man.
Peace.